All right, guys, so as a trader, without a doubt, one of the most frustrating things is you come into the session, you identify a good looking setup, you take your entry, and then just right off the bat, that position begins to work perfectly. All right. Now that's awesome, guys, right? However, then she comes right back down, right? So this can be very frustrating as a trader. We're looking this morning, guys, at ROKU in a beautiful hourly squeeze. And initially, right, this sucker's up 4.5–4% this morning, right? You caught the move, everything's looking good. You're counting all your money, and then very quickly, right back in she comes. This can be really frustrating, guys. And obviously, right, with a big move that begins to work in your favor and then completely comes right back in, there's a lot of emotions associated with that, right? You were making money, now that money's disappearing, the frustration, XYZ. You guys understand, we've all been there before. That can be really frustrating, right? So this is another example, guys, of how you can kind of remove yourself from the noise, right? Remove yourself kind of emotionally from every little piece of price action and still put yourself in a position to make your money, even in a situation like this, where a trade begins to work and then comes all the way back against you, and that's by doing the put credit spreads. I'm a huge fan of these guys, not only because they are a higher probability trade, but it makes things like this, which can typically be very frustrating and which can typically bring on all sorts of emotions, it makes them a bit of a non-event. What I mean by that is this morning, guys, before the big move, I got my position on this Friday's expiration put credit spread, shorting the 122 puts instead of buying the naked calls. Now, I do understand that for most new options traders, buying calls and puts is simpler, and that tends to be what traders gravitate towards. This is a perfect example, guys, of some of the frustration that can hit us on a weekly basis with trading naked options. If I, for example, bought calls this morning on ROKU before the big move, those calls would have been exploding with value. Right? So there would be the emotional high associated with catching a big move and quickly making money. But then at the same time, there would be the emotions involved with catching a big move, making a bunch of money, and then watching it completely come back against you. When you're short in options, guys, that are a good 6–7% below the current price, that kind of drop, there's no emotional reaction associated. All I need this week is for ROKU to stay above 122. Now, obviously, guys, a start like that is more than you could ask for. But with a credit spread, I'm not impacted, guys, emotionally by this entire move coming back, right? And here's why. It's a strong stock. I like the setup. The stock has clearly got momentum behind it. And these little kind of ugly shakeouts, guys, they used to wipe me out of my positions left and right. And what would oftentimes happen is after the shakeout, the next day, a couple of days later, the stock would regain its momentum and then reach new highs. And then there's the frustrations associated with that. So keep in mind, guys, I've been through the ringer in the market, made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, been really happy, been really unhappy. Credit spreads are such a healthy strategy for me because there's no longer emotional reactions on a situation like this, right? We go look at my position, guys. This is about a $2,000 position, and we take a look here at these options right now, and we're down 20 bucks. We're going back into the profit. It's all over the place, but nonetheless, guys, my position is still in great shape. If I had bought in calls, all of a sudden we're a couple hours into the trading week, and a bunch of things have already happened that are going to trigger an emotional response from me. We're humans, guys. It's just going to happen. You buy naked calls. Oh my, right? Everything's working perfect. You are killing Monday morning, and then right back in. And all the emotions come to the surface. But if we go here, guys, to the handy dandy percentage calculator, this is why I got peace of mind, right? Regardless of the fact that we came all the way back in, ROKU is currently trading at about 131.30. Right, so 131.30, and I got my puts that I shorted all the way down there at 122. So even with that ugly move against me, because of my decision to go with a put credit spread versus buying naked options, the stock is going to have to drop another 7% for me to have any kind of problem on my hands. So keep in mind, guys, trading by nature, because we are humans and just the nature of the game itself, it can be a very emotional experience. And oftentimes, it's situations like this. You identify a setup, you take your entry, immediately it works in a huge fashion, and then a world of problems hits you when it quickly comes against you. Or I'm sitting all the way down here, 7% beneath this little ugly fade. I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, and I'm still liking this trade. So keep that in mind, guys. Your goal isn't to, get the biggest percentage returns. Your goal isn't to just, with pinpoint accuracy, get the perfect entry and nail the perfect top. Our job as a trader is to make money, grow our account. It's kind of as simple as that. So could you make more buying naked calls every single day of the week? But buying naked calls, guys, situations like this, it's when things can get ugly. You're jumping into calls as they're exploding in premium, as they're exploding in IV, and then you get the rug pulled out from underneath you, and it can hurt. You're down here shorting puts, guys, it doesn't hurt. Not to say that this trade can't go against me. So I don't want any of you to ever think that I'm saying, hey, you throw on put credit spreads, call credit spreads, you're never going to lose. It's the stock market, guys. You're always going to lose money. But it's a probabilities game. For me, it's a probabilities game and a peace of mind game. I want to identify the best setups that have the highest probability of working out how I think they will, but then I'm going to trade them with the highest probability strategy. In this situation, guys, shorting puts down at 122 has a much higher probability than buying a call. And as we can see, that can be the frustration when it comes to buying options naked. So I love y'all. I hope this makes sense. Just want to give you guys little weekly insights here into my thought processes on why I trade the way that I trade. And hopefully you guys can take a little bit of value from it, potentially, take into consideration learning some of these option strategies, and you'll become a much more well-rounded trader because of it. That's it, guys. I want to have that quick discussion here. Talk to you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Much love and appreciation for y'all. Let's have a good week. Let's get better, and we'll be talking pretty soon.